These are Washington cold cases for 2009 through 2016. Before we go over the cold cases, please make sure that you're following the channel. You give this video a like and you share it out. It not only helps the channel, but it helps spread awareness on these cases. Also, please forgive me for any names that I may mispronounce. Avery Blakely was last seen in Malden, Washington on March 26, 2009. He was 2 years old. He would now be 18. He was 2'8" and weighed 27 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 509-397-6266. Kelsey Collins was last seen in Everett, Washington on May 9, 2009. She was 18 years old. She would now be 33. She was between 5'5" and 5'7". She weighed between 155 and 165 pounds. She has brown hair and green eyes. Any information, call 425-257-8400. Kayla Croft Payne was last seen in Challis, Washington on April 20th, 2010. She was 18 years old. She would now be 33. She was between 5'6" and 5'9" and weighed between 105 and 131 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. Any information, call 360-748-9286. Atuma Marhouse was last seen in Bellevue, Washington on June 27, 2010. He was 7 years old. He would now be 21. His height and weight were unavailable. He has black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 206-296-3311. Ruthie Kindness was last seen in Parkland, Washington on February 7, 2011. She was 20 years old. She would now be 34. She was between 5'3" and 5'4" and weighed 110 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 253-931-3080. Miguel Sanchez was last seen in Snohomish, Washington on August 8, 2011. He was 16 years old. He would now be 30. He was between 5'4" and 5'5" and weighed 135 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 425-407-3970. Miguel Scott was last seen in Bremerton, Washington on October 27, 2011. He was 19 years old. He would now be 32. He was between 5'10" and 5'11" and weighed 116 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 360-308-5400. Sky Metawala was last seen in Bellevue, Washington on November 6, 2011. He was 2 years old. He would now be 15. He was 2'10" and weighed 28 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 425-577-5656. Julia Potter was last seen in Seattle, Washington on November 6, 2014. She was 6 years old. She would now be 17. Her height and weight were unavailable. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 206-625-5011. Tyler Christensen was last seen in Edmonds, Washington on April 19, 2016. He was 16 years old. He would now be 25. He was 5'11" and weighed 145 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. Any information, call 425-407-3970. If you have any information on any of these missing persons, please call the number listed with their case.